So we have pointed out that the Golden State Warriors are waiting to see who their opponent will be in the NBA Finals. They punched their ticket for the 5th straight year, and you got to go back a long time to find a team that's gone to the finals that many times in a row. It was the Boston Celtics from 1957 through 1966. 10 straight appearances in the finals. They won 9 of them. Golden State will make it 5 in a row. Dennis Scott talking to Draymond Green about that feat.
Draymond, if I'd have told you that you were going to be on the team to go to 5 straight finals when you come to the NBA, it would have went through your mind.
I wouldn't have believed you. When I came into the NBA, we weren't the team we are today. We was coming off a 23-win season. No one really cared about us, but we put the work in. We've really built this thing up, and we've had some special times.
Rest versus rust. How do you keep your mind fresh and your body fresh waiting to see who you play with Toronto or Milwaukee?
Honestly, it's going to be easy. We've been fighting for, 5 weeks now, and the longest break we've had was 3 days. So for us, and the injuries that we have, we need KD back, we need DeMarcus, we need Andre. 10 days off, we know how to stay sharp with our skill set, but it hopefully feel like a brand new team.
Toronto, Milwaukee, they're still playing. Do you feel which team match up better against you guys?
Both teams are very good teams, so I don't really care about who matches up better. Whoever's there, that's who we face, and we're trying to go get a win. It'd be great if we could get our 3 guys back healthy. That'll make things a lot. I wouldn't necessarily say easy, because no finals is easy, but it'll make it a lot better for us. Nonetheless, no matter who's out there, we got to continue to do what we do.
You have to get reacquainted after 10 days off. We'll talk about that in just a second. But you know what we have to do first?
What's that?
We got to go to Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's get more.
Because I made a mistake.
Home team has won every game so far in this series, and for the first time in this series, the bench battle was dominated by the Toronto Raptors, 48-23 on a night they really needed it with Kawhi Leonard not himself.
Well, number one, they were fantastic tonight when Kawhi not being himself. But let me just say this going forward. The Milwaukee Bucks are not going to beat the Raptors unless they get back to being the better bench. Plain and simple.
Well, how do you be better? And that's the question you have to answer. And for me, if you're Milwaukee, I think overall there is a defensive presence that isn't there. I don't think that they're taking the man-on-man challenge to guard Powell, to guard Ibaka, the way they had in Milwaukee. Forget the offense. The offense always comes. But defense is something that should be stable and should be warranted every single night, defensive effort. And I didn't see that in these 2 games here.
I look at it a little different. I have to agree with what Chuck said. Games didn't travel, but this is just 2 teams taking care of business at home. Milwaukee was dominant at home. Toronto was dominant at home. Now we have the best of 3. So if Milwaukee can win both their home games, they will win. If Toronto can steal one, they can win.
And that brings up the question: if Kawhi is continuing to struggle physically as he is, are those others on the Toronto side going to be able to go into Milwaukee and pull something off?
That's the key, Ernie, because Milwaukee's still in the driver's seat. Toronto has to win in Milwaukee. Milwaukee does not have to win in Toronto. And I'm concerned if I'm the Raptors, because he ain't going to get better in 48 hours. And these games going to pile up on each other, because he looked great and limpy in the last game. Tonight, he had 0 explosion. And you got to wonder how good he's going to be in 48 hours.
The one thing, though, Chuck, that they can bank on is they have a slight formula that slows Giannis down. So really, it doesn't become an others game. It becomes a game. And everyone has to contribute, because Giannis isn't being the 40-point Giannis in this series either.
This is why I disagree with you a little bit, because of the stats Ernie just showed. The Milwaukee bench was killing these guys in Milwaukee. And now, the last 2 games, Toronto bench has scored. Even as Giannis, like you said, your point is right. Giannis is not dominating, but that bench got to play better. They just can't play good at home.
120-102. Toronto Raptors have evened the series in the Eastern Conference Finals. Golden State Warriors waiting for the win.
Helping one another, closing, the drive lanes. use their hands in the passing lane. They're doing a good job, but we gotta execute better. We gotta take care of the ball better. Something that we can get better at. So we're gonna try to get better when we play at home. There's no pressure. Obviously, we gotta take care of home. It's our job, but I don't think there's pressure. We just gotta go out there, have fun, play good basketball, be us, and try to win.
It's time for
EJ's Vino Satellite Night.
Presented by No One.
Unsullied by sponsorship, even north of the border,
since 1989.
Well, you see, we have some decoration here on the set because last night the Sports Emmy Awards in New York, and the committee was very kind to us. The voters. The Outstanding Studio Show Weekly for Inside the NBA, the Outstanding Studio Show Limited Run Inside the NBA. Our social team got an Emmy for their work with Inside the NBA.
Wow.
And
you got an Emmy, Ernie.
Fortunate enough to
you deserve it, Ernie.
Take that one home.
Give it up for Ernie Johnson, Canada.
No, give it up to everybody back in Atlanta who worked there behind us all year. We love y'all in Atlanta.
And here we have a lot of our crew that comes on the road.
Yes, we do.
And also to Mike Tirico and Scott Van Pelt and Reese Davis and Bob Lee and Kurt Menefee, who were in that category with me. It's an honor to have my name on there.
Never acknowledge the losers, Ernie.
Yeah, and so, and you know what else is cool about, if I can be semi-serious for a second?
Please don't.
What's great about being there for that night is you get to see a bunch of folks that you don't get to see very often, except on TV. So,
you don't have a TV?
No, I'm just saying in person. So to see Scott Van Pelt and see Mike Tirico and these guys you don't see often. But a few years ago, E60 did a piece on our family. This 25-minute feature, and a lot of folks got to see my son Michael, who has got muscular dystrophy and is on a ventilator. He's 30 years old now. Dan Lindbergh was the guy who produced that piece, and it turned out to win an Emmy a couple of years ago. And in the mail over the weekend, this appeared in the mail, an Emmy for Michael.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Dan Lindbergh and Megan Anderson of ESPN did whatever they could to try to get another statue made just for Michael.
That's awesome.
I want to thank. We compete. What you say, compete with other broadcast entities and that kind of thing. But
it's a family.
We all realize how blessed we are to be doing this for a living, and so. To Dan Lindbergh and Megan Anderson over at ESPN, we have no idea what this means to us, to our family, and to Michael, who just thinks that's the coolest thing of all time. So thank you very much for
Congratulations,
that.
TNT.
Hey,
everybody in Atlanta.
Fiorello, Jeremy,
everybody
TK,
on our crew.
Eric, Mickey.
Yes, indeed.
And RoboCop.
Not only
TK. What up, Mo?
The kids they graduated from Columbia University today.
Indeed.
They must have their mama's brain.
That's
congratulations to the crew.
Yep.
Cheers to y'all.
Best crew
Cheers
out
to the
there.
best crew around.
Thank you.
And thank you all for sticking around. We appreciate you. We're going back to Milwaukee, y'all. We'll see you for Game 5.
Here in Las Vegas last night at Caesars Palace, Kelly, the Warriors here on the verge of three-peating. What does that factor into the betting lines, and how does this show us what's going on with these NBA matchups?
Yeah, Brian, we've spoken before about how the Warriors lines, there's always a little bit of public perception built into there. They just swept. The Trailblazers are now minus 175 over the Bucks, but almost double versus the Raptors. That speaks volumes to me, Brian.
All right, let's take a look now at the projected odds on the Warriors winning the NBA Finals versus either the Bucks or the Raptors.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, looks like bookmakers think the Warriors get it done in 6 versus the Bucks, but on the flip side, versus the Raptors, that is the betting favorite there as well at 2-1. We'll see right here. Listen, this is interesting to me because the Bucks are almost twice as big as an underdog here, but yet the Warriors get it done in 6 no matter what.
Yeah, well, we know, look, the Bucks' defensive versatility, their length, their three-point shooting, where we have the Raptors, it's either Kawhi, and you stop Kawhi, you kind of stop the Raptors. So, EJ, it looks like the odd makers are telling us it could be destiny for the Warriors to be that dynasty. Shaq, Kenny, and Charles, we really want to know, can they win their 3rd consecutive championship? And which team of these, the Bucks or the Raptors,